Or maybe a four-measure Thomasization, one of those big long lines with four measures, whatever you don't mind. But he comes right back to E flat. And this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing he wrote. So just trying to see. Skip all the way to 266. 266. 266. Irregular. Now, turn the page back one page. Okay. Welcome to the 20th century. Okay.
We're still 100 years behind.
And we'll never catch up because they keep writing new stuff. As soon as you
Darn
catch up,
them.
there's new stuff. That's why I say they had so much time back in the ancient days, because their history books were so thin.
Yes.
You know, you take a modern history of civilization,
More and more.
it's got to be like 3 pages long up to 3000 BC. They had hardly any time to spend studying for history. They had time for, we keep adding more and more time. We should start just reliving it. This is nothing, nothing difficult. Once we dropped the counting, I mean, if you wanted to count this, number 1 and 5, 8, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. But we're not counting anymore, so let's try this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that so hard? Nope. No. So they're irregular in a number of senses. One of them would be normally a 5/8 is a 3 plus 2 or a 2 plus 3. Maybe this one is going from 2 plus 3 to 3 plus 2. It's also irregular in the tying in the middle. If it's 2 plus 3, then why is it tied there in the middle? It makes it sound like it keeps changing from 3 plus 2 to 2 plus 3. But that's okay. That's not a difficult thing to cope with. Next one, 5/4. Let's see, we can't go too fast because of the 16 notes. Let's see when we get to that second system. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not too terribly difficult. I heard some mistakes. If you got that on. That second measure, that is the syncopation. 1, 2, 8, 3, 4, 5. But we've seen that before in 2, 4, and 4. 1, 2, 8. And then in the fourth measure, they take it even further. Everything's syncopated until you get to the 5th beat. That's a tough one. 1, 2, 8, 5. But we did that one okay.
And 1,
7, 8. Third one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. Question? Are you getting lost? Or?
No, I got off. As we change.
I know you got up with it. I mean, if you're just, how was it? Everybody gets off. That's okay. But if you're understanding, I don't want to go on unless if you have a question. Okay. Number 4, it's a 7, 8 or 4 plus 3, 8. If you say so. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. so that second system first measure, it threw us off because that's the only place where that rhythm happens there. It kind of stuck out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Te 1. So if the eighth note is the beat, it's just Te 1. So try that measure. Try just the second system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you hear that? Te 1. Te 1. Try that measure. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of you are trying to go for the quarter note getting. So, does anybody have any trouble with it? Okay. The next one, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this one, you notice how every note value, well, most of them are either 1 or 2 or 3 eighth note value.
Yeah.
So we have, you can almost think of these as subdivision like a quarter, quarter, and then 3 eighths of like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That's what I'm doing.
1, 1, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you realize this, but in the 20th century, they thought this was such a new idea that it made the music sound so modern. Okay, keep your thumb there. In the book, go all the way back to the first page. Page 2. We're back where we started. We're back where we started. So the idea of this 1 and 2 pulse meter, that was how chant worked. So when you're, I took a course in conducting the Gregorian chant. So every note value is either 1 or 2. It's Panje or 1 or 2. Panje gloriosi. So that's all you're doing is changing from 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 to get that really smooth thing. So whereas in the 20th century everyone was saying, oh, this is so new and everything is so modern and these are really hard rhythms, they had gone all the way back to medieval time. But you know, it didn't so long. It's like
Oh, I hear it.
it's like a style coming back. Someday, some young kid's going to come to me, oh, they got these new white ties. I say, oh, I still have those in the closet. So, but, you know, after a year of counting with a quarter note getting a beat and all that stuff, this seems new to us too, but it really is. It's kind of how it starts. So it's kind of a refresher. So we'll continue there with number 6. You can take a look at some of these. But we'll also try some in a compound. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we can do them quickly, like number 5. All we're doing is changing the beat from 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And it's a little odd at first, but after a while it's like, no big deal.
Well, it's like that bar talk piece that you did.
Yeah.
1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3
Right.
1 2 3 1 2 1 2. Yeah.
You're just going all the way back, and everybody's saying, "Oh, it's so modern."
Yeah.
Yep, it is modern, but only because we.
Well, and I mean, you think about it. It could be 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, but then it could be 1 lolly 2 lolly 3 tag.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's simple time.
Okay, have fun counting. Have a nice day.